It's not affecting one of them.
Oh, sure.
That's a big.
Same thing, thank goodness.
Fact, it's heavier because I haven't watched.
So the gold you're
I don't even know. I always, I purposely buy a really small bag, so I can't put stuff in.
What happens?
It still gets, I couldn't
Right.
possibly have
I
that.
saw you, I saw the
Yeah.
call.
I
That's
know,
easy.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
So we're expecting Ryan, yes?
Ryan,
and
Theo,
Ronnie.
and Ron,
Oh, so we have a quorum,
yes.
so you don't need to stay.
So-
You don't have to stay, you know, I didn't know Ron was coming.
Sorry?
You can leave if you'd like, but wait till they come.
No, we have to wait. I'm on insulin duty.
Okay, got it.
Yes.
Of course, I don't.
First day.
I heard.
I think you
I can never leave home without.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
it's-
that's fine. We need one more.
Sorry?
We just need one more.
Yeah.
Move.
5, right?
6.
We need 6.
Well, since I'm here, Tom.
Oh, okay, great. I met Nicoletta the other day,
Oh, you did, where?
at Little Rico.
That's where, both my girls work there. And my son wants to work, but they don't want him to work. So,
Where?
in a little Rico,
It's
yeah.
really good. She came up to me and said, do you know my mom?
Really?
Yeah. I said, who is she? Vicky. I said, oh, of course, because she does look like you
Yes.
a little bit.
She's fluent in Spanish, so Rico, it's like Puerto Rico, and spent a lot of time there.
You know, it's very nice. one.
Oh, I just saw your text. Vicky.
Yes, okay.
Yes. Just saw, I was.
She's studying
I
for
was
the
in
LSAT now.
conference calls all last
She's
week.
studying for
daughter?
the LSAT.
No, she did. June?
She finished, she
She
graduated.
did. She wants to go to their law program.
They don't, I think they have one in Queens, she wants to do immigration. So we'll see, it's a long path.
Ryan said it'd be here, so you should be here shortly.
Oh, about that, Margaret. Hey, Margaret. How about that?
Summer goes so fast.
Okay,
Does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just like.
Hello.
you can never get once. Yeah.
okay. How are you doing?
Better, okay, thanks.
I will now call the public hearing to order to receive public comment on the City of Hudson's community development needs and to discuss the possible submission of one or more community development block grant CDBG applications for the 2022 program year. The clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Anthony,
Here.
Councilmember Despaluti,
Here,
Councilmember Frick. Councilmember Harris. Councilmember Moranti. Councilmember Morris,
Here,
Councilmember Roney. Councilmember Sarwar,
Yeah.
Councilmember Walker. Councilmember Wallace,
Here.
President DiPietro.
Here. The CDBG program is administered by the New York State Office of Community Renewal, AKA OCR, and will make available to eligible local governments approximately $20 million for the 2022 program year for housing, economic development, public facilities, public infrastructure, and planning activity with the principal purpose of benefiting low to moderate income persons. The City of Hudson is applying for $50,000 in CDBG community planning funds to conduct a feasibility study facility assessment on the community Oakdale Lake Beach House. The public hearing has been duly advertised in the city's official newspaper on June 28th. Now we'll just have a quick presentation, by our grant writers. Wait, can I ask who you are?
Sure, absolutely. So my name is Scott Siegel. I'm with LaBerge Group.
How you are, Scott? All right, I'm pointing to somebody
In that audience.
Oh, geez.
I'm Tim, I'm sorry, with the.
Oh,
Journal
journalist.
Mail
Oh,
Registrar.
okay, sure. Sorry, I didn't mean to confuse you, Scott. Go ahead. Scott, now you're on.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. My name is Scott Siegel. I'm with LaBerge Group. We're based out of Collin, or the Albany, New York area. As you know, we are, well, first of all, thank you to the council for inviting me to be on tonight. I appreciate it. Working with the mayor and Council President DiPietro and Michael has been really fulfilling so far. There's a lot of great stuff we want to see happen in Hudson, and hopefully this is just the beginning. Starting here with this year's CFA process. As you know, we're holding this public hearing. I'm sure you're all very familiar with this process. CDBG program requires that a public hearing be held before the submission of an application. This year's application is intended to be submitted in order to conduct a feasibility study or an assessment, if you will, of the beach house facility located at Oakdale Lake. Upon conversations, in-depth conversations with the mayor's office and council president, it was determined that that is one of the bigger priorities for the moment, and one, if you will, one of the lowest hanging fruits to probably go for in this particular round. Our hope is that, obviously, one, that this application is successful, and two, if it is, we get the study done and then go back to OCR and the CDBG program for a much larger chunk of funding in order to actually implement whatever changes may be necessary to bring that beach house up to where the city would like it to be. Oddly enough, not oddly, coincidentally, the second project we're doing for CFA, which I don't want to necessarily talk too much about, is this is the CDBG portion of the public hearing, but it's through the Parks Department and is also for the Oakdale Lake Park improvements, mainly on the other side of the lake. So there's two separate applications going in on behalf of the city this year for the CFAs, both of which are related to Oakdale Lake and the park. Having said that, I heard somebody said they'd like to keep it short. I'm very good at that. I'm happy to entertain any questions if anyone does have any. I will also just add that we have, Michael, I know you and I are probably going to talk about this anyway, as early as tomorrow. I do have preliminary estimate, and it is very preliminary. We are still working on making these numbers go in a slightly different direction, but preliminarily, it looks like the study itself as a whole is right about the $32,000 mark. Just so the council is aware what the full project cost would be. At the moment, we're looking at about 32,000. Of which, CDBG covers 95% of that project cost. The city likely would be looking at a 5 to 10% match on this particular CDBG program. But we'll try to keep that as low as we possibly can while maximizing this endeavor so that you have a really, really, really good report to go on. And of course, you want it to be eligible for the next round of CDBG in order to, get into that funding in order to do the improvements that are recommended from that report. And having said that, I will say only what you want me to going forward.
Any questions from council members?
Yes, I can.
Sure, please, go ahead.
So the second round, how much are we looking to receive approximately?
From the follow-up round, we would be for CDBG has a public facilities program at this time. The maximum award from that is 300,000.
So I had a question. My understanding was that we were applying for a grant of up to 50,000, correct, for the study?
The planning. Yes, so there's CDBG has different categories. There's public infrastructure, public facilities, pardon me, there's housing programs, economic development programs, and then there's community planning. What we're going in for this particular round at the end of this month is for the community planning. So that category has the 5% match requirement, which is unique to that particular category.
Exactly, my question was, there is a match requirement in what we're applying for here.
For this particular category, yes, but it's generally considered very minimal. And the maximum is 50,000 for that.
Okay, I just wanted to understand that. Thank you.
Sure, absolutely.
Any other questions? Okay, I would like now to open the floor for public comments. Please state your name and your address if you'd like, not required. We do have one person on the Zoom, if they want to talk. And we have Ted, right? Any questions, Ted? Comments?
I don't know.
No. Let's keep it that way. So we gotta wait a couple minutes just to.
5 minutes.
Somebody.
Michael, your questions?
I always ask questions.
You brought music, right? That's what we started with the idea.
Beyonce.
Yeah. 4 minutes, 54 seconds, it would actually be appropriate. It's the legal requirement.
Meetings that would be 5 minutes long, at least.
Yeah, yeah, at least the IDA standards, you have to hold a period of open opportunity for the public to comment for 5 minutes, and in which case you can deem the public hearing closed.
The burning of one whale oil candle.
Probably.
Yeah. For these purposes, yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Sherry, do you have that other document I can sign while we wait? My wife has it here, so we'll.
Think you're almost done.
I see Mayor Johnson's online. Do you have any questions about our application?
Way to fill the time.
How many public we have? 1, 2? How many public we have on Zoom?
One,
Currently have
two, well, Carl,
3.
one member.
Remsteiner. With me, Remsteiner?
Yep.
Were you covering Hudson for now?
For now, yeah, I mean, I'm covering Greene County. We have 2 departures in Columbia side, so yeah, I'm covering Hudson and Columbia right now. We're short staffed.
Yep, it's pretty active. Anybody looking for a-
I cannot afford this time, thank you.
Michael, I can add, I don't know if you, late this afternoon, around 5 o'clock, I did send out the startup package for this grant in question.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's something you want to chat about maybe tomorrow or something. If there's some way that we can help you along, foster that process, we're happy to do so.
Thank you. I'll let you know.
So the job I'll take for the day.
Yeah, every email.
You know what?
That's all you.
Thank you, man.
Most of that you receive in email.
Mine stays.
Oh, I never told you.
Really?
Now, everybody off the desk goes in front where Sherry sits.
Have we hit the 5 minutes?
Got 2 left.
Mr. Remsnyder, could you sign in on that sheet? over there?
Oh,
I take the clips off and keep them, and the rest goes into the shred bin. That's why I opted for digital only.
Do we have a spreader here?
Yeah, then we had the.
There's the recycling shred bin is
That's
just out there, yeah.
CQ strip.
If they're not here anymore.
Oh,
You remove them. Do you have,
It's not our program, it's the county program, it's here 4 times a year. But we do have a recycle in them.
Thanks.
Most
for the
of what you
gift.
have.
you're welcome.
I appreciate that.
that's it.
It's okay, I went through, I had saved everything that I had from last year. I finally opened up the cabinet, because I don't need these, because that's why I moved to digital.
Do we, yeah, I think I opted, did we opt it out of this?
Most of that you have in documents.
Okay, are there any further comments? There being no further comments, this here public hearing is now closed.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thanks, Scott, thank you.
Thanks, Scott.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.